about me is if we're beefing and you roast me like good, like you hit me with some good shit, I can fucking appreciate it. I don't care how mad I am at you. I'll be like, okay, bro, I'll give you that one. But you wanna know a really fucking embarrassing thing? One time I made a story time about this girl who like literally freaked the fuck out on me because I didn't want to be her friend anymore because she's toxic. Shocker. The roast she said to me was like, funny because when you post videos talking about me, you gain views. And when I post videos talking about you, I lose views. Number one, never spoken about me on social media, so nice theory, I guess. And this is the real fucking kicker. Her fucking niche is quite literally commentary. Like, she quite literally won't make views without talking about other people. Her content base is other people's life. Like, if you're gonna beef with me, at least eat so I can leave with some respect for you, babe. Wait, no, because I forgot this is the same girl that I found as, like, a struggling Twitch creator. Like, bro had been streaming for 2 years and probably had, like, 200 followers and, like, 9 viewers. Let me know why I fucking donated to her, mentored her, got her to start YouTube, taught her how to do everything, gave her a shout-out on my YouTube channel, and a bitch still has the nerve to be like, when I post about you, I don't give you... Like, don't bite the hand that feeds you, babe. I mean, it's my fucking fault. I always do shit for people that I just know don't deserve it, and it's my fault. It's literally no one's fault but mine.
I used to do a lot of unhinged shit when I was in high school. I literally made a new account to basically expose myself because everyone I knew from high school was on my old account. So anyways, basically if I didn't like you and I was in front of you in the hallways or I was sitting in front of you in class, I would basically like fart and then like walk away. Cause like no one would expect it to be like a bad bitch. So like I never really cared. And like it was more of like a, oh yeah, bitch, smell my fart, bitch. Yeah, ho. Like that was my whole mindset about it, which was kind of weird, not gonna lie. So I was having a friend that had boy troubles, and basically I gave this girl the idea to create a new account and see if he tries to get with the fake girl. Basically I got her from Pinterest, and like I started following all my friends like from high schools, like people that he would know. Mind you, this boy had like tons of girl best friends. If you know what I mean by that, you know what I mean. So yeah, the account had to be on my phone because like obviously like they're together, he goes to her phone, blah blah blah. So she basically told me to go forward with it and start following him while they were on FaceTime. So mind you, they were on FaceTime and I followed him, and then after that I texted him. Mind you, there was no post of her in his Instagram, like zero. Okay, so like I said, they were on FaceTime, right? And literally the moment I followed him and the moment I texted him, like she said that he went like completely silent. Like they were talking and then like he went completely silent. And then basically she was like, oh, what happened? What happened? Like what's wrong? And then he was like, nothing, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was just a back and forth like, oh, hey, where are you from? What are you doing? And then he texted me, how did you find me? And I said, oh, your homegirl told me to follow you. And then basically he's the type to like fucking be like, oh, give me a hug. Like, you know what I mean? Like those fucking weird ass dudes. So obviously he didn't think nothing of it. And then basically he was like, oh, like, let me call you. Let's go on FaceTime. Like, give me your number. So I had to like give him an excuse why we couldn't FaceTime, because I had to use a Google number. And then he started texting me on that number. Mind you, I already told this girl all of that, and she's very, very surprised and very upset. Like, and she was like, basically, let's see how far this dumbass is gonna go. Like, let's see how far this dumbass is gonna go. That's how she was, basically. So 2 or 3 days passed by of basically the fake girl texting him, and she didn't say anything. Like, the strength on this woman. Go to part 2.
Let's do a get ready with me and a story time, because this story just deserves to be shared. Alright, to set the scene for you, I was in middle school, and in middle school, it's literally the most awkward years of your life, and everybody is just trying to fit in. At this stage of my life, I was kind of going through a rough patch, just hanging around the wrong people. I wasn't really bad, but I definitely needed to get back on track. So during middle school, we needed AR points, which were like reading points, and we had to take tests on books. And I hadn't finished my book yet, but, you know, I was in my self-care era even back then, and I decided to take my book into the bath to read, but I also decided to take my phone. Let me also add, this is when iPhones were not as waterproof as they are now. So I go to step into my freshly made bath with bubbles and everything, with my book in one hand, a bath bomb in the other hand, and my phone. So my hands were full, too full. So when I step in, I drop my phone. Traumatic. I'm obviously upset because I think my phone is broken. I also dropped my book, which I'm borrowing from the school. And so I pick my phone up. My book is just floating through the water. And I pick my phone up like this. I don't think anything of it. I run downstairs, I put it in a bag of rice, and I get back in my bath and I start reading my half-soaken book. All of a sudden, people are banging on the bathroom door, saying that my best friend has called the house phone like 8 million times. So I get out of the bath in my towel, I walk to my room, and I call her back, and I'm like, hey, like, what's up? She's flipping out. Like, she is hyperventilating, you know, like, Ace, what is on your story? What is on your story? And I'm like, what do you mean what's on my story? Like, my phone is broken in a bag of rice. And she's like, girl, like, there's a video of on your story. And I'm in complete shock. So I'm literally just sitting on my bed in a towel, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to tell my mom. Like, this is horrifying. I tell my mom, my best friend comes over. I'm still wrapped in a towel, and I look down over my balcony, and my neighbors are there, my dad is there, everyone you don't want to be there to see this video. I get to watch the video for the first time, and I am literally bawling my eyes out, and my book is just floating through the water of the video. If you're wondering why I didn't just log in and delete it, I didn't know my login. So some kid eventually logged in and deleted it for me. And at school the next day, everyone hugged me and acted as if I had a family member pass away. And I had to give a speech in front of the whole school. Don't take your phone in the bath.
Out-of-pocket things I used to have to do to get around my strict parents. My dad barely ever let me go out, so one day I decided to pull a reverse Uno on him, and I snuck his phone. And I downloaded Life 360 on it so that I could see when he goes to work or comes home, so I could use that time to either sneak out or sneak people in. Luckily, he's an old Asian dad who isn't tech-savvy at all, so he had no idea what was going on. Oh, how the turns have tabled. We're from Minnesota, but my sister used to date a guy from Cali, and my dad did not approve of it at all. But we wanted to take a trip there to see him, so I had to convince my dad that I had a school field trip to Washington, D.C., and that my sister was going to be my chaperone. I made a fake waiver for him to sign. I photoshopped pics of us at the White House. I even photoshopped plane tickets and had them printed at FedEx, so they had that, like, paper glossy finish. And it worked. We were in Cali. He did end up finding out later on, though, because someone over there knew him and snitched on us. Every time I wanted to stay out late with my friends, late as in literally just past 9 p.m., I would have to jump out the window. So imagine hanging out with your friends, then having to go home at 9 p.m., go inside, say hi to your dad so he knows you're home, go in your room, pretend you're sleeping, then jumping out your window and walking to your friend's place just to meet up with them again and be able to hang out late. That was so dumb and dangerous. I was so young and I had to do that all the time. Like, honestly, strict parents don't achieve anything but raising sneaky kids.
For most of my childhood, I thought that I was adopted, and my family just didn't tell me. Let me start off by saying that I didn't see any, like, birth pictures of myself. Like, I had no proof that I was actually, like, my parents, okay? As a child, I was very quiet. I did not want to, like, cause a ruckus, a scene with teachers. Hey! Like, I just didn't want to be a nuisance. So, like, I didn't want to, like, bring up something that I didn't know if it was true or not. I also lived in a very small town, and there was a billboard in the small town literally right across the street from the Walmart that we always went to. Like, I swear to God, I think I went to Walmart, like, 3 times a week as, like, a small child with my family. So right across from our, like, hometown Walmart, there was a billboard. And ever since I could remember, I always got told by my family that I was the kid on the billboard. They had their receipts. I saw the picture on the billboard, and they had that actual picture of me, like, back, like, at home. I was a literal baby. Like, it was a baby picture on this billboard. And when I was younger, obviously, I couldn't read it. Like, I didn't know what the billboard was. I was just like, I'm like a child celebrity. I'm on a billboard. As I got older and could read, I realized that it was an adoption board for if you wanted to adopt a child. Here's like the number and the contact for this adoption agency. At this time, I was like 5 or 6, and so I really still didn't know what that meant. That billboard stayed on like the little billboard, I was wanting to get in again. That billboard stayed up, I think, for like almost 20 years. It finally got taken down by a tornado. But anyways, I want to say the time that I found out like what adoption was around like I think 7 or 8 years old. We were going to church and someone was doing like an adoption fundraiser, like someone was adopting a child. Well, of course I connected the dots and realized that I was on an adoption billboard. Every single day I would see that billboard and I was like, oh my gosh, my family found me from that adoption billboard and I am adopted. And they have kept it from me for this long, but I didn't tell them. I kept it to myself for several years. I think the way that children think and go about things is very fascinating. I studied a lot of child development in college. I don't really know why I thought this way as a child, but I thought that if I told my parents that I found out that I was adopted and I was upset that they didn't tell me, that I would just like go back to the adoption agency or something and like I wouldn't have a family. Also, I want to say adoption is a beautiful thing. But as a young child, like how are you supposed to know? The way that you process things, especially like in your own like internal self, is very, very different. It was like I was holding like a deep dark secret. I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe like this isn't my family. Like it was so awkward for me. Who are these people? Like where did I come from? Like I ended up asking my mom, like I'm literally in tears. I can remember the moment that this happened. I was in the kitchen, I was just like bawling my eyes out and she was like, what is wrong? I was like, I am adopted and you didn't even tell me. What are you talking about, Lauren? At this point, I wasn't upset that I was adopted at all. I was just upset that I never got told and I figured like all of my family knew about it and it was just like a big secret. I ended up explaining why I thought the things that I did while bawling and she was like, you are not adopted. Basically explained that they were looking for a child to be on this billboard and they offered up my baby picture. Everyone was very shocked that I kept this to myself for so long. I guess they just didn't even think that I would even guess or wonder that. After the fact, I did finally see pictures of like my mom pregnant with me and like obviously I was hers. But that's the secret that I kept for several years of my childhood. And like I said, that billboard stayed up until I think I was like 19 or 20 years old. So I really hope that that billboard helped other families get children and was able to like have an addition to their family. But it was interesting as a child with that.
You want to know something that makes me feel better than a compliment ever could? When someone who's trying to insult you quite literally has nothing to say about you, nothing bad, so they start pulling random ass shit out of their ass and it's just like kind of cringy. There was this one girl from my hometown that was just so absolutely miserable that it was her mission to make everyone else's life an absolute living hell. And basically I was her VOTD, victim of the day, and she literally loved me. She had nothing bad to say about me but this one insult. Do you want to know what it was? She says, "That's why your room is pink and green." If the most hurtful, vicious thing that you can say to me is about my childhood bedroom that I quite literally was forced to live in, because when I was on a trip one time, my parents decided to move all of my stuff out of my actual bedroom and shove me back into my childhood bedroom that I had when I was like 8. Just say you're in love with me. No, you're ugly. No, you're annoying. No, you're cringy. Just your room is pink and green. Like, talk dirty to me. It boosts my confidence so much more when people literally can't come up with insults towards me but are supposed to hate me. I've said this time and time again, if you can hit me with a good insult or something that's actually hurtful or true, I can leave with some respect for you. I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate a good roast. But when you start saying random ass shit because you love me that much that you can't even come up with one legit negative thing to say about me, my confidence goes through the roof. Like, talk dirty to me. I think the best part about all of this is she had like a tribal tapestry on her wall, like in the background of these videos. And she still stalks me to this day, and it's low-key kind of weird and makes me uncomfortable. But that's for another time. I just think it's funny because I just got an apartment paid for by the social media career that she hated oh so much. And I just know she tuned into the apartment series. Like, I just know it. Like, you only being able to insult my room just tells me that you love everything about me. Just know that when someone insults you for the most random, not offensive shit, it's because they literally want a kiss from you and don't even want to admit it to themselves. Their brain won't even let them say mean things about you because they can't come up with any because they see you as a perfect person in their eyes. Like, what? It is the biggest compliment ever, I swear. And even like if it's just your trauma, they literally have so little negative things to say about you that they have to go for something like trauma or something that you can't control. Just remember, Hobknockers, that ain't a hater. That's a whole fan. And the way they type these things too, and they're like, oh, that's gonna get her. The pink and green room. They're like FaceTiming their friends and telling their friends, like, guess what I said? I said she has a pinky green bedroom. If you want to know how someone really feels about you, watch what they do and not what they say. I love you, hot muggers, and I'll see you in the next one.
Get ready with me while we talk about things that I strongly dislike. Number one thing is when you're arguing with someone and you bring something up and they say, name one time that I did that, and your mind just goes completely blank. It happens every single time. I don't know what it is about that question, but every single time, no matter if they did it like a million times, once they ask, name one time, memory completely erases. It's so annoying. This is actually my number one problem right now, and it is, why is it so hard to decide between going all black or having like highlights, balayage, or anything like that? Like, guys, what do I do? It's like grown out. Should I just go black, brown, or should I just keep doing the highlights? I don't know. I know this isn't just a me problem because so many of my friends say the same exact thing. It's so hard. This one actually irks me so bad. When girls go for a guy that are already in a relationship and they try to justify it with saying, oh, well, they're already doing bad, or they're already toxic, I'm doing them a favor. Girl, like, what is actually going on? Like, what are you really doing? So sad. That happen all the time, and it happened to me too. So I used to be friends with this girl, and she used to do this all the time, and she thought it was the funniest thing ever. She used to flex that she could pull like anyone that's in a relationship, and I was like, oh, that's not cute. That's exactly why I dropped her as a friend. So insanely passionate about this next one. Why is it so hard to find a guy that likes a girl the way that girls like guys? Let me explain. I'll know multiple girls that have this like one guy that they're obsessed with, and they've been obsessed with them like forever. It's not multiple guys, it's one specific guy. Like, they try so hard just to make that guy happy. For example, they make him like boo baskets, forgive him even if he's cheated, just because they love him that much. But have we ever met a guy that's like that? No, like, it's so rare. I've never met a guy that's obsessed with their girlfriend, like, entirely. Like, they're always like, oh, that girl's bad, and it's so sad. I was literally talking to my boyfriend about this the other day. We were saying how, like, guys really care about the girls that they're getting with. They just do it for, like, their body or, like, just for the attention. Literally, thank God that I found a gem, and my boyfriend isn't like that, but it literally came from a guy, so that's how you know that it's real. And that it's a problem. It's so sad. This one also sort of ties into the last one. Why is being nonchalant a flex now? So when have girls like that? I mean, we are not attracted to that. I don't know when that became a thing, or like why do people think that's a flex? I'm really unsure. This is why your relationships aren't lasting and no one wants you. That's so dumb to me. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to share your feelings with somebody that you're like interested in, or like that you're dating. Moving on to school related things, one of my biggest pet peeves that a lot of teachers do is they give us an assignment and they won't stop talking. Like, I don't understand how you expect me to do the assignment. That actually pisses me off. I don't think you guys understand, especially when it's a test. I remember one time it was real bad with this teacher. Like, I wanted to cry. I was on the verge of tears. The lady just wouldn't stop talking. I could not concentrate. The hour was almost over. And also one of those teachers that are like, okay, nobody does the work. Well, maybe if you would stop talking after you sign the assignment, we would be able to concentrate. This one actually blows my mind because it happens so often that it's crazy. So many people are fake nowadays. So many people that are friends with someone and then they go behind their back and talk bad about them and say like, oh, they're actually not my friend. I actually really hate them. But then when they're with them, they act like all buddy. That actually drives me insane, and I hope none of my friends are like that. This one's kind of ironic because I'm literally complaining in this video. Hate people that complain about everything. I promise I'm not a hypocrite. You guys get what I'm trying to get at.
So my hamster just almost died. Story time. Before anyone wants to start and say I'm a bad hamster mom, I've had 2 hamsters in the past who died naturally and lived a year over they're supposed to live. So I know what I'm doing. So last night I slept over at my friend's house, and when I came home, I walked into my room and I saw the cage of my hamster's cage off, and I started digging through. There's no hamster. The lid of the cage is extremely hard for me to get off. So how did it come off? No one knows. Me and my mom are both convinced that my cat somehow ripped off the lid to the cage because he is pretty crazy. After I am digging through the cage and I can't find any hamster, I'm freaking out, tearing up the whole house, and my first thought is that it is a dead hamster somewhere in this house that is gonna stink and rot, and I've only had this hamster for like 2 weeks at this point, so I'm like, what the fuck? After I literally tear apart the whole entire house, like I'm looking behind the fridge, the washer and dryer, I could not find this bitch. I literally just give up and start laying in my bed, bawling my eyes out because what the hell is just going on? It's literally like 10 in the morning and I come home and I see this. I go in my closet to try to find my work shirt because I still have to go to work today, and I see a little black hamster running around. So I pretty much just lay my hands down. She jumps right into my hands and I put her back in her cage and she's alive. I was fully convinced my cat demolished her because, again, he's crazy. Okay, that's it. This literally happened like an hour ago, so I'm still a little traumatized. But I love you so much. Have an amazing day.
You ready with me to turn myself into jail? I'm not kidding. That's actually what's happening right now. I think I'm gonna go for an everyday look. Something real neutral. I want to make sure it matches whatever I end up in. I'm also getting a mugshot, so I want to make sure that I look slay for it so that I can sell it on t-shirts. Because, you know, something worthwhile needs to come from this, so I need to make sure I look all right. You know? You guys are like, story time, story time. I really can't give like a full story time until that little judge whacks his little hammer. You know, like he whacks his little mallet on the table and says what it is. So I plan on doing one. However, I will say that I have done a story time on this before, but you'd have to go looking for it. I'm in love with a criminal. Allegedly, I said, I mean, like, according to the state, I said I was gonna slap this girl in the face, but she doesn't remember that, and neither do I. So, the girl who pressed charges in the first place has tried to drop them for the past 4 years. Literally, we've been friends since, like, it happened, and then I think it was 3 months until we were friends again. Really not built for jail, so I really hope that whatever they put me in is my color, you know? Putting my blush on because I'm a blushing babe, you know? Like, maybe, you know, if I look super cute and innocent, they'll be like, oh my god. A lip stain so I can be sure that my lip lasts all day. Hey, lastly, my lashes, and then I'm ready to go. Need a mascara that's not gonna flake while you're in jail. A cosmetic superhero mascara. Hey, love you so much. See you later.
These are all the different things my friends did to me that were so bad I ended the friendship. Y'all are always like, Lauren, how do you find these people? And let's just say nice skies finish last. Y'all want to talk about doormat? I was a damn airplane landing strip. Okay, let's start off strong. This girl quite literally watched my boyfriend get into a car accident. Like, she was behind him. Not only did she think I was in the car and still drove away. After she drove away, she then proceeded to text her entire contact list telling them to spam me because I just got in an accident. So I was quite literally sitting there with my boyfriend in an ambulance getting my phone blown up by people I literally don't like. For obvious reasons, I don't want to be friends with anyone who will watch my boyfriend get into a car accident and drive away. Wait, no, because saying that back, she watched my boyfriend almost die and then turned into like Lightning McQueen, like... Okay, this next one occurred when I was 16 years old. The same day that this girl tried to break the news that she's no longer taking me on a beach trip, she's taking her boyfriend instead. I wish I was kidding. She asked me to buy her a car, and if she can pay me in payments and finance it like I'm a bank. Like, girl, at least wait till the next day. There's actually an entire viral story time about that on my YouTube channel. YouTube is also the reason why I had that much money at 16 years old, if you're confused. Okay, this next one is a dude who actually has a pretty decent following on here, but we used to be online friends. One day he asked me for my opinion on these shoes. These shoes were ugly. They like had a rope around them or some shit. So obviously I told him that they were ugly because we always did that. I guess he was feeling extra sensitive this day because he said, that's why you're only source of income went to jail while my dad was sitting behind bars, by the way, and I would cry about it to him every day. Not gonna lie though, he kind of ate with that one. Like, that was a good comeback. Good roasters are far and few these days, so if you can actually hurt my feelings, at least I can end the friendship with some respect for you. He also invited me down to New Jersey and left me stranded there. So that was fun. I got a hotel, got my nails done, kept myself busy, you know, it's fine. Next girl was just extremely emotionally immature. She could dish it out, but she couldn't take it. Couldn't have an actual constructive conversation without her taking it as like a personal attack. And I'm just past the point of walking on eggshells in a friendship, especially an online one. This next girl ruined me and my boyfriend's hair on purpose and then refused to pay us our money back. And honestly, if she would have just left it at the ruined hair, I could have probably got over it. She also cut 7 inches off when I asked for a trim, so it was really fun to live with. But it was how she acted afterwards that was my final straw. This next girl took place in middle school. She never stole from me because I never gave her the chance to, but she stole from all of my friends. She would go over their house and take their stuff and think that they like wouldn't notice. Not to mention, I saw her on New Year's and I shit you not, she grabs my face and just like kisses me. We weren't even friends at this point, mind you, and she gets around. Not even in an SLUT shaming way, but as in a I don't don't want an STD kind of way. So yeah, that was kind of traumatizing. Okay, this is a fun one because we were childhood best friends. Basically, when we were younger, we knew each other's passwords and she just kind of never changed hers. So my nosy ass was like stalking a little bit. One day I found in her messages her and my other childhood best friend sending back and forth my TikToks and making fun of me. Oh, because it was so funny because I like fully accused both of them and I just told each other one of you guys gave each other up, and obviously they both know that it wasn't them, so they were just blaming each other. Nah, but screw you guys for that. Like, I was so real to you, except for, you know, stalking your shit. I guess I kind of deserve that one. This next girl low-key wanted to be me, but it came across in a I hate everything about you way. If you don't know what I mean by that, she wanted, like, everything that I had. Like, we both wanted to be YouTubers, but she would call me and, like, try to convince me to quit YouTube and, like, all this weird shit. Make fun of absolutely everything I liked, but copied everything I liked. I guess you could say I was just sick of calling one of my biggest haters my best friend. Okay, this one actually kind of sucks because I was best friends with this kid since I was like 5. We did everything together. One day he decided to become friends with a friend group that like passionately hates me. And these were like trashy people, like the people that always wanted to be popular in high school but it never really solidified. So they kind of lived out their dreams by just bullying everyone. No, because they literally leaked my address and harassed me online for months because I did social media. Not only did he like hang out with them regularly, but he started choosing them over me and just watching everything they were doing to me. Not gonna lie, that one was a little bit of a slap in the face. Everybody's like, how did you get your revenge? Like, you had to do something back, right? Honestly, posting a story time and making money and content off of what they did to me is enough revenge for me. I promise you, every single one of those people I just listed regularly checks up on my account. I guarantee it. Anyway, if you want any of the individual story times, let me know. And it's sad that it took this for me to finally cut them the fuck off, because I promise you, there was multiple things done before these final straws. I love you, hot knockers, and stay sexy.